Good morning, class. Please take your seats. Welcome to English 101. My name is Professor Cooper, and I will be your English professor for the next 4 years of your college career. I can already see some familiar faces in here, and to those of you who are familiar with my class, do keep in mind that you are already on my radar, and my expectations are higher than when you last saw me. For those of you who are new, I would like to formally welcome you to my domain. I teach all of the English-based classes at this academy, so if you have multiple English or writing classes on your roster, then you will be seeing me multiple times a day, to which I hope we get along swimmingly. For today, we will be doing the routine class introductions, where I will go around the room and you will tell me a little bit about yourselves. Kind of cliché, but if I don't know my students, then how can I teach them? But first, I'd like to lay down a few ground rules for this class. There will be no plagiarizing, copying, or cheating of any kind in this class. I have done this longer than you think, and I know all of the tricks that you will try. If I catch you doing any of these things, I will make sure that you do not graduate. I also don't tolerate favors for grades, meaning for those of you ladies dressed as strippers currently, you will not and cannot get good grades by sleeping around or flirting with me or any of the other professors. And if you try, you're going to wish you hadn't. You see, I have a dark side to me as well, and God help any of you who bring him out to play. Now with that out of the way, let's start on this side of the room where I see some new faces. You. Tell me your name, your intended degree, and what you plan to do with that degree. Oh, you want to become a fashion designer. I see. Well, then I hope to see great things in the fashion industry from you. And let's see. You. Yes, you there. What is your name? Sorry? You'll have to speak up. Come on. What is your name, my dear? Her name doesn't matter. All you need to know is that she's painfully shy and she has no future. Mr. Anderson, I don't recall asking you. Now let her speak. She's my girlfriend, so I know everything about her, and I can speak on her behalf. Is that so? You, come with me to my office for a moment, please. Now, before I completely lose my control, please explain to me why that pathetic pile of shit is your boyfriend. He clearly doesn't treat you with any respect, and to make matters worse, he embarrassed you in front of the entire class and tried to make you feel inferior in front of me. Well, I'm here to tell you that those kinds of tactics don't work on me. Now, why don't you have a seat and tell me your name? It's just us here, so there's no need to be afraid. Tell me your name and what you're majoring in. Oh, you're undecided on your degree? Ah, but you want to be a writer. What kind of writer? A playwright, fan fiction, autobiographer, or freelance? Supernatural romance fiction. Well, although I love to read a good romance in my time, I myself am not a fan of those supernatural pieces. Well, it never really seemed that large of a challenge for me. It's too easy to make up supernatural fiction, and it's a lot easier to explain away any holes in mythology or alter a story's element. Take vampires, for example. When vampires were first created in literature, they were revered as monsters, bloodthirsty creatures who lusted for nothing more than human blood, massacring villages just to kill. Now, Vampires are painted as the good guys, and as every person's romantic love interest. So much so, I actually got accused of being a vampire by a few students a few years ago, after that whole Twilight fiasco. Sorry, I'm rambling. I may have my own reservations on supernatural things, but I can say that I cannot wait to see what you come up with in your own writing. You may be new, but after looking at your roster here, I can already see that you have 2 other classes with me this year. Let's see. You have English 101, obviously, creative writing, and my English AP course? You're only a freshman. How are you in both 101 and AP in the same year? They said 101 was a requirement to be able to advance into higher classes. I see. So you must have tested high enough for them to allow you into the AP class right out the gate, then. Well, I'm happy to see you're so enthusiastic about writing and literature. I expect great things from you at this academy. It's very rare I see a student with your type of enthusiasm. All right, then. Let's head back to class. Oh, wait. I almost forgot. Here. It's a spare key to my office and study. I can see you are already having trouble, and I know how it feels to feel trapped. If there's one thing I don't tolerate in my class, it's bullying and toxic dominance. So if you ever feel alone, or need a quiet, safe place to study, or just need someone to talk to without any reservations, come to me. My door is always open to you, and I'd like you to break up with Mr. Anderson as well. He's not a good match for you at all. He's just a one-track-minded mongrel who believes abuse is the only form of love. Whereas I know how to treat my woman with kindness and a gentle hand. Sorry about that. It just makes me upset to see such a beautiful cherry blossom wither from being mishandled. Come on, let's get back. All right, class, back in your seats. Mr. Anderson, I'd like you to stay after class. I need to have a private word with you about your future in this academy. Now then, that is the end of class today. Please take a syllabus on your way out. It will outline all the materials you will need for my class, as well as schedule our projects. Tomorrow we will be discussing your term hypothesis paper and how to construct a proper essay in MLA format. Dismissed. Mr. Anderson, you are aware of my zero-tolerance policy on bullying and toxic masculinity, correct? Yeah, but what does that have to do with my girlfriend? Oh, it has everything to do with her. As your professor and your senior, I forbid you to ever touch her again. From this day forward, you are not to have any contact with her, you are not to have any relationship with her of any kind, and if I see you touch her or treat her with any disrespect, I promise you I will make sure you regret ever coming back to this academy. You can't threaten me like that. She's my girlfriend, and I'll do what I want with her. Besides, what do you care? You're just a teacher making minimum wage teaching a boring subject because you have nothing better to do. Maybe I'm not making myself clear. Even look in her general direction again, and I will bury this knife so far into your chest you won't have any time to scream or even piss your pants. Now, do I make myself clear, Mr. Anderson? Crystal, sir. Speaking of pissing yourself... Get out of my sight. See you tomorrow, Mr. Anderson. And I'll see you tomorrow as well, my beautiful cherry blossom.